So I was saying that I want to share an answer to a question that I get asked very frequently. Right? People always ask me, "Oh, I'm just starting out. I haven't really had real time project before. I haven't worked with someone before in real time, right? How can I build a portfolio, right? How can I build a portfolio? How can I have something tangible? Because if there's something I always advise people to do, of course I speak to writers mostly, but whatever it is you do, I feel like you can pick one or two very important knowledge from what I'm going to share, right? So, one thing I always advise people to do is to have a portfolio. Whatever you do, have two or three of your best works of great jobs that you've done. Have two or three of them placed somewhere, right? So when people come to you and they are trying to ask, oh, what have you done before? You don't start sending them scattered links. You have them all in a portfolio. So one thing I always advise people to do is like get a portfolio, right? So whether you're a writer, whatever it is you do, you should just have like something or have a link, have a published portfolio so that when people ask you for what you've done, you can send them a link and they can go there and see your work. And it doesn't have to contain a lot of things, just two or three. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. Clients usually don't have so much time to start checking through 50 blogs that you've written or 50 designs or whatever. They just want to see two or three really great things that you've done, right? And it's enough to convince them. Okay. So people always ask me, I've not done any real time work before. How can I build a portfolio? And I say it's very simple. If you're just starting out, I don't really think you don't need to do so much work. You don't need to have a very huge portfolio before you can tell people, before you can build something, right? So I'm just going to show you in this video. I have like 6 methods. I want to show you 6 different ways that you can build a portfolio with zero experience. So even if you haven't done real-time work before, you haven't worked with anybody before, you've just been off and on. But with these 6 methods I'm sharing, you know exactly how to build a portfolio. All right. So the first thing, to be clear, you're starting out, you want to become a writer or whatever it is you want to become, and then you need to build a portfolio. And then people are saying, you're saying, oh, I haven't worked with anybody before, so what do I add in my portfolio? I haven't done any clients work. What am I going to put on my portfolio? Right? So that's what I want to answer here. Let me show you how to get the stuff that you put on your portfolio. So the first thing I would say is create a mock project. A lot of people don't know this, right? But creating a mock project is one way that you can build your portfolio. So you've not worked with anybody before, you've not done any work for someone before, but you can create a mock project because, to be honest, nobody is going to come, no client is going to come and say, let me see the exact company you worked for, or let me see. No. Basically, why clients want to see your work, why anybody would want to come and say, let me see what you've done before, is because they want to see your expertise, they want to see results. So it doesn't really matter who exactly you have done the work for. If you're able to give them results, then people can trust you to work with them. Okay. So the first method, the first thing you can do is to create a mock project, right? So you don't have any job, you've not done any work for anybody, you don't have anything to your name. Why not create something? So there's something I've been seeing online recently on social media, on LinkedIn, Instagram. I've been seeing this thing a lot. People come and say, if they'll just come pick a random brand and say, if, let me say, Google or Amazon, if Amazon hired me to design their website, or if Amazon hired me to write their copy, here's how I'll do it. I've seen those posts a lot, and that's really smart, right? That's really, really, really smart. Like, I think this is something that it can catch the eye of anyone, right? Recently I was on social media and I saw someone that there's I think he designs websites. So he had designed a website and he was just going around. He had designed a website, right? He was just going around. He cut a coffee shop, designed their website for them. They didn't have a website. He designed something for them. Then he entered their website. He just entered their store one day and said, "Hi, who's in charge here?" Then the manager came out and he was like, "Oh, I designed a website for you." And they were so excited. They were like, oh my God, it was so good. Everything was working. He designed it, right? Now, I know you might think, okay, he has spent money, he has wasted money, he has wasted his money, right? Because he didn't get paid for that. But trust me, the kind of credibility that will build for him, right? It will build a lot of credibility for him. And people can easily recommend him if he did a good job. Even those people, they might even decide to pay him, right? And then also remember, he has added it to his portfolio. He has told people, oh, I built this website for this person. So if you don't have a client, you can always create a client list for yourself. You don't have somebody doesn't have to hire you first. You can create the opportunity and actually get a client for yourself. Okay. So create a mock project. That's one way that you can build your portfolio without having any clients, right? So you can do this thing I've been seeing it online. If a client hired me to do this, this is how I would do it. So you can do something like that. You can go through, maybe if you're a content writer, you write website copy, you can go through some websites and say, and just pick one random one and decide to do like a rewrite in your own style and say, oh, you know what? I did this mock project. You're not, it's a mock project, so it's not real, right? A mock project could even mean that you just formulate something. You can just come up with anything. If I was working, if I was writing for a coffee shop, if I was designing the website for a roofing company, if I was doing, just come up with something. It's called mock because it's not real. But to be honest, what that does is you can use that to show your expertise, show your experience, show people what you can do, just by discussing your process with us. And that's one very simple way that you can actually get a portfolio, right? So first create a mock project. The second thing I would always advise people to do is volunteer, right? Guys, don't sleep on volunteering. No. So recently, somebody, like, it's not, I get these messages a lot because I've made some videos talking about how it's important to volunteer and how you can gain from it. So someone reached out to me and she was like, oh, she started volunteering. She saw one of my videos and all of that, and she's volunteering for. She got a very big gig. It's volunteer position, right? She wasn't paid, but she worked with a very big company on a volunteer basis. Now she told me that, oh, after working with them, they decided to like hire her and start paying her just because she volunteered. She did a good job, and now they've hired her. Now she has a job, she has a client. So volunteering is something that seems, it seems like you're wasting your time, but trust me, you're building experience, you're learning. You learn on the job. There are some things you would never know until you actually start learning. So when you volunteer, you can learn on the job. You can say, okay, I didn't know this before. When I started working on this project, this is the real time knowledge I got. So always advise people to volunteer. You can reach out to your friends. I say that a lot. Tell your friend, oh, you know what, I write website copy, or I design websites, or whatever. Let me do this for you, just to add it to my portfolio. Nothing. You don't gain anything in the beginning, but by the time you've done that for like 3 or 4 people, you create a portfolio. It's a very great job, right? You put it out, and then you now have your own portfolio with stuff you have done. So when people reach out, and eventually when people start reaching out to you to say, or maybe you want to apply for a job and they're like, put a link to your portfolio, you won't start, you already have some things you've done and you really worked on them. Okay, so volunteering is something that I would really recommend people to do. You can volunteer anywhere. You can volunteer in like church. Honestly, if you like join a department and maybe you can volunteer and say, oh, you know what, I can design the website for this, I can do this for this. You're volunteering. You can volunteer in a non-profit organization, NGOs. They do that a lot. They need people to just come, and so you can walk into a, maybe a daycare, an old people home, whatever it is. You see they don't have any website. You say, oh, let me design a website for you for free. You design something, put it out there, add it to your portfolio, right? I'm basically saying you can think of anything. I don't have to. You can really sit down and just think of something and decide, I'm going to just use this week or this month to volunteer, offer my services on volunteer basis. And that will help you to really build your portfolio. Okay. So volunteering is something else you can do. And then the third thing you can do, you don't have a portfolio. I'm showing you how you can build a portfolio if you have zero experience, if you don't have a client, because people always ask me, I don't have a client, how do I build my portfolio? So I've shown you the two methods. I say first create a mock project, second volunteer. Now the third thing I would say you should do is self-publish your work. This one will mostly work for writers, but I think you can work for designers as well. So self-publishing work means like you have your own blog, you write your own stuff, you put it out on your own blog. You are creating a portfolio, you're creating your work. So when people come and say, what have you done? You send them a link to your blog, right? I do website copywriting. The copy on I design I wrote the copy on my website, right? So like it or not, I've added that one to my portfolio. So when people say, what have you done? I'll show you, oh, I wrote the copy for this website. And now, bonus points if those things you've done, if they are doing very well, if they are producing high results for your clients, then people are really going to want to be interested. Like I said, clients are interested in results. Give them results, and they would, that's all they want to know. They don't want to know where you're coming from. Just give them results. Okay. So self-publish your work. You can own a blog. You can decide, okay, let me open a blog. That's if you're a writer. Start putting out your own content there. From there you can have links of things you've done. Okay, so self-publish your work. That's the third thing. The fourth thing you can do is run a personal challenge. I've seen this one a lot too. I don't know if you guys have seen. You must have seen these videos. They are trending so much. People will come and say, "I quit my job yesterday, and for the next 30 days, I'm deciding to show up every day on social media. Hi, Kikis. Hello, welcome to my life." So, like I was saying, you can run a personal challenge, and this thing is very, very common. People come online these days and just say, "I quit my job yesterday, and for the next 30 days, I've decided to show up. I'm running a 30-day challenge to make my first $1,000. I'm running a 30-day challenge to get a new job." People come up with challenges, and it works so much. Like, people do that a lot, right? So that's something you can try. If you're trying to build your portfolio, you can decide, for the next 30 days, I'm going to be offering my services free to any brand that shows up. If you're interested, 30 days for 30 brands. I'm giving someone ideas. 30 days for 30 brands. So you can decide, you know what, for the next 30 days, I'm running free, I'm doing free work, right? So brands can reach out to you and say, "Oh, do this for me, do this for me." You do it for them free. You're documenting your process, and that's the most important part. You're not just doing these things indoor. You're showing up online. You come on LinkedIn, you come on Instagram, and you say, "This is what I'm doing for the next 30 days. If you're interested, reach out to me." Right? If you're interested, reach out to me. Then when you do something like that, a brand can see it, and they see that they can, you've posted online, you've posted on LinkedIn that, "Oh, this is what I'm doing." People can reach out to you and say, "Oh, Joy, I'd like you to write this for us." Now you document it. After writing, you come online and say, "Oh, this is day two of my 30-day challenge, and today I wrote the copy for this brand." As you're doing it, you're also marketing yourself. People are watching. And I don't know if it's just me, but if you've seen those challenges, they usually go viral. A lot of people are interested in them. People follow up with them. And that's how, honestly, that's how people become really big in their craft too. So something you can do is run a personal challenge. For, in case you're just joining, let me go back. Let me recap. So I'm talking about how you can, I said, someone asked me, people always ask me, "I don't have any experience. I've never worked with anyone before. How can I build a portfolio?" Right. So I'm showing you how you can build a portfolio without doing actual work. Nobody has hired you, no client has paid you before. You're trying to build a portfolio. I'm showing you how you can do that. I've mentioned number one, create a mock project. Number two, I said you should volunteer, work on volunteer basis. Number three, I said you should self-publish your work. So if you have a blog, you can put out your work on your blog. And number four, now I just said run a personal. By the way, I'm reading from my board. You guys know this board, right? Lifesaver. This board has been saving my life. So the fourth one I said run a personal challenge, like 30 days of doing this. That's something. Now another thing you can do. I have six things. This is number five. Number five is write case studies. Right. So a case study is basically it's like a research on something that is going on. It's a research, right? So something has been done, you're trying to show the entire process behind that thing. That's what a case study is. So you can actually decide to say, "I want to run a case study on something." You can pick a firm. Let's say HubSpot. HubSpot has great marketing. You can pick HubSpot and say, "I'm running a case study on HubSpot. How does HubSpot do their marketing? How do they write their blog copy? How do they write?" And you can just pick something and say, "You know what? Let's run a case study on this." Right? So you pick it and you break it down online. You study what they did, you study their methods, and you actually come and share with us and say, "Oh, I ran a case study on this brand. This is what they did. This is how they did it. This is what I would change if I were the one working on it." Trust me, this thing might seem like it's menial, it might seem like it's not important, but people are watching. If you're showing up online, people are watching. So you don't know, a brand might just be watching you on LinkedIn, and then you share the process of how, and you do a very good job, and the brand is interested in you. They're like, "If you know this thing, then I want you working with us." Okay, so I'm basically saying you might be holding yourself back. There are things you can do whether or not you have a client. So write a case study, that's number five. And then the final one, guest posting. This one, it goes without saying now. Guest posting. There are so many sites. I've done videos about that. You can check my channel. I've talked about sites that accept guest posts. right? So something you can do, you can decide to run a guest post. You can decide to apply. Some of them pay, some don't pay. But remember, your goal is not money at this point. Your goal is your portfolio, build your experience, get that link, get your byline. Let it be that this was done by you and it's out there that you did this. That's your goal. So whether they are paying or not, if you find a site that wants you to guest post for them, you write a guest post for them, they'll publish your work, right? And there are so many sites, and it's not even just for writers. Some sites, they they accept guest posts from specific skills. Some people accept from chefs if you know how to cook. Some people accept from mothers, parenting, right? Some people accept from specifically for software engineers. They're just different. There is, trust me, there are a lot of this. You can do your research, check for guest post sites in your own niche. You can check for them. You'll see so many of them. So if you get that, you can apply to write a guest post for this site, right? You write for them, they'll publish it, and you have the portfolio. Okay, so I'll go through what I said. We have this has gone beyond. So let me just go through what I said before. I said the first method is you can create a mock project. The second method, you can volunteer. The third thing you can do, you can self-publish your work. Number four, you can run a personal challenge. Number five, you can write case studies, and then you can guest post. So yes, if you follow these things, trust me, you don't need. I'm going to say it again. You don't need your own. You don't need a client. The goal is to get a client, but that's not what should stop you. You should not say, I don't have a client. How can I get a portfolio? No, you don't have a client. It doesn't mean you cannot build your portfolio. And something I always advise everybody to do, no matter what craft, no matter what skill you have, I always advise people to have a portfolio so that eventually when the jobs start coming, you don't start people. Serious clients like to see what you've done. There's no serious clients that's hired me that hasn't asked me, can I see a link to your portfolio? That's a very important question. All right. And also, where can you create a portfolio? I think I made a full post talking about that. You can create a portfolio using Canva. This is the simplest method. There are so many methods you can use, but if you just go on Canva, try it now. Go on Canva, search for portfolio samples. You see so many. All you need to do, choose one that you like, right? Now, edit it to suit yourself. Put your name, my name is this is what I do. Maybe you have like 3 or 4 pages. You put your name on the first page is about you, the second page about what you do, then the third page, this is my work, this is what I do. And it's on that third page that you can now link like 3 or 4 of the things you've done before. All right, then you can now add contact, how to contact me, maybe your email address or however you want people to contact you. Once you do these 3 things, you have a portfolio. And with Canva, you can publish. Canva helps you, allows you to post, so you can publish and it's live. The link is live, so you can go live. You can always have that link, add it to your social media platforms, and you're good to go. You officially have a portfolio, right? So yes, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about. I was going to record this video, but then I thought about it again. I was like, I don't have the strength to record a video because I'll need to edit. I just said, you know what, let me go live so I can really explain it. If I record the video, I won't explain it as in depth as this. So I said, let me go live so that I will really, really express myself and it's easier for me because I'll just publish it after now. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you for joining my live session. You're welcome. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you for giving us the list. Thank you so much. That was very helpful. Yeah, and just dropping again to say that the Right Academy, my academy, is launching pretty soon in 79 days. Right? I'm counting. Is it 79 days? 73 days. Sorry, in 73 days from I'm counting. Is launching on the 5th of December, the 8th of December, sorry, 8th of December. We are launching. Trust me, it's huge. It's huge. I'm coming really ready for you. We're going to be having a training. The academy will kick off in January, but the we are starting registration in December 8th. And remember that I said for you to join my Kikis, you want to do a collab with me, just reach out to me on my email address, right? My email address is on my bio. So when you're done, you can reach out to me and send me an email and tell me about your collab. If it's something that I'm open to it. So yes, I was talking about the academy and I said, it's going to be huge. And I'm taking for the first cohort, we're taking 75 students. I've been sounding it as a one in since because I'm not going to change my mind. We're taking only 75 students are taking in 75 students for the first cohort of the academy. All right. So once we open registration on the 8th of December, we'll take off from there. All right. So yes, I'll give you full information. I'll talk to you more about the academy, but I just wanted to come here and share this with you on my live. And thank you so much for joining my live, everybody. And I'll see you next. I don't know when next I'll come back. Maybe next week. But yes, we'll be live again soon. Thank you. Bye.